Hi, this is Whitney with PolicyPak Software, and in this video, we're going to learn how to use PolicyPak's File Associations Manager component to associate file extensions and network protocols with specific applications. We're then going to export those directives as XML and upload them to the cloud via the internet. Before we get started, though, the first thing you need to know is that even though we're going to be deploying these directives using the cloud, your cloud managed machine has to be domain joined. There's no way around it. This is a self-imposed limitation by Microsoft. So even though, again, we're going to be delivering these using the cloud, we still have to be domain joined. So that said, let's go ahead and start looking at the problem, and then we'll look at the solution. So the problem is, with Windows 10, Microsoft has made it pretty difficult to be able to create file associations easily. It's not a particularly easy or dynamic process, so if you go through all the trouble to create the file associations in the first place, and then you try to change something, you're going to have to go through all of that trouble all over again, and we don't want that. So let's take a look at some of the default file associations that we have here. So with a PDF, it's going to open up in Edge here. All right, and we don't want that. We've got Acrobat Reader right here. So let's go look at a video. It's going to open up in Windows Movies and TV. We'll see this little video happen. There we go. And finally, if we want to do a MAILTO, that's going to open up in the Windows Mailer as opposed to Outlook or something else that you may want to see. So we have this opening up in Windows Mail here. We don't want that. So let's go ahead and hop over to our management station and fix that issue. So I'm going to switch over. Now we're at our management station here. And I'm going to create a new GPO. And since I'm going to be managing this using the cloud, I don't need to put this in any particular OU. I'm just going to throw it in the Group Policy Objects node because we'll then export those directives as XML to be uploaded to our cloud instance. So I'm just going to call this File Associations Manager for Cloud and tell it OK. And we're going to edit this bad boy. All right. And we're going to come up here to the computer side because the File Associations Manager only works on a per computer basis. So we'll come over here, choose our File Associations Manager. And since I'm going to be creating 3 different File Associations Manager policies, I'm going to start by adding a new collection. I can just leave it called Collection 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and hop in there, and I'm going to add a new policy. When I do that, I'm going to give it a policy name, and I'm going to say that I want PDF to Acrobat. And the filter type is going to be file type. And in the file extensions, it can only contain letters or digits, as it lets you know in the little text here. So I'm going to type PDF. There we go. And now I'm going to select a program. When I select a program, what it does is it goes through my management station and finds whatever programs can handle a PDF. So in this particular demo, I'm going to be working with a situation where I have the same applications on my management station as I am trying to associate with particular file types or network protocols on my endpoint. Now, I understand that that's not always possible to have the same applications on your management station as you do on your endpoint, but we have another video dealing with our File Associations Manager helper tool that will help you get around that issue. For this demo, we're just going to be working with the same applications on the management station and on the endpoint. So I'm going to go over here. I want to go with Acrobat Reader. So I double click on that, and then I tell it, OK. That's all it took. So let me go add a new policy. This time I want to use a network protocol. So I want MAILTO to go to Clause Mail. That's going to act as our Outlook stand-in, and I'm going to choose a network protocol. Again, as the text lets you know, only letters, so I'm just going to type in MAILTO. I'll select a program. Again, it looks through my management station and finds what can handle MAILTOs, so I'm going to choose Clause Mail and tell it OK. And finally, I'm going to go with a Windows 10 category, so I want video to go to VLC Media Player. So I'll choose that Windows 10 category. I'm going to go down here. I want my video player to be the category there. And I'm going to select a program, and I'll choose VLC Media Player. There we go. We are good there. So now that we have these directives in place, again, they're not attached to any particular OU because we're managing this through the cloud. So what are we going to do? We are going to come up to the top level, and I can either click here and choose to export collection, or I can right click and choose to export collection. Either way is fine. So I'm going to export collection as XML, and I'm going to call it, I'll just call it File Associations Manager for Cloud, and I'm good there. So let's close this down. And now what I need to do is upload that XML to my particular cloud instance. So let's go log on to PolicyPak.com and get our XML uploaded. All right, we'll come over here to this customer login area, and we're going to choose the cloud login. And let's enter our email address. I already got it saved there. And once inside, I'm going to go over to my Computer Groups tab. And I actually want this XML to these directives to apply to all of my machines, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the All group here, where my machine is living right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go upload and link a new XML here, and I'm going to go choose a file. And mine is living on the desktop. We're going to go to File Associations Manager for Cloud. And the description is PolicyPak File Associations Manager. I can change that if I want to. I'm just going to leave it as is for now, though, and I'm going to choose Add. So we'll close this up. All right, so let's go back over to our endpoint. And nothing's changed. Well, of course not. We haven't actually received the directives yet. Now, I already have the cloud client installed on this machine, so what I need to do is I need to sync with the cloud so that I can receive that directive. So I'm going to go to just a command prompt, and I'm going to do ppcloud/sync. And this both syncs with the cloud and gives us a variety of an RSOP that will let us know what directives we're receiving on this machine. So we see right here, we have that File Associations Manager directive right here. So now if we close this out, doesn't look like anything's changed. Well, that's because we need to log out and log back on after we've received the directive once. So I'm going to pause the video while I log out and log back on, and when we come back, you're going to be able to see that these icons have changed to reflect the new file associations that we just put in place using the cloud. So we'll be right back. And we're back. Notice that these icons have changed to reflect their new file associations. So when I go to open that same PDF file from before, it's going to open up in Acrobat Reader instead of in Edge. Here we go, open up just like we expected it to. When I go look at a video, it's going to open in VLC. There we go, we've got that same little Lego helicopter going on. And when we go to our MAILTO, it's going to open up in Clause Mail instead of in that Windows mailer that we saw from before. So sure enough, here we are. So in 10 minutes or less, we were able to create 3 new file associations, and if I wanted to change any of that, it would take the same amount of time to do the changes as it did to do the thing in the first place. So again, remember, this only works on domain-joined machines, but it can still be managed using the PolicyPak Cloud service. So if that's interesting to you, let us know. We'll get in touch and can give you the bits and get you started on a trial right away. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.